Today we're stopping at the most unique beach in Mexico. It's not just an ordinary beach, it's got rocks, special rocks. Come along to find out what makes these rocks so special.
Hey everybody, so today we are stopping at a place called Las Labradas, which is, as the symbol there you can see, petroglyphs on volcanic rock along the shore of the Pacific. We've just pulled in to Las Labradas and it looks pretty deserted.
We're just gonna park.
As though we are literally the only people here, other than a puppy and possibly staff.
Oh, he's our greeter.
For us to pay for a ticket.
He's our ticket man.
We're in here amongst the rocks on shore, huge rocks, and Roxanne's trying to locate the petroglyph, which, from what we understand from the sign, is an image of a person and the sun above him or her. And it's not showing up very well, but the rocks here are covered in black crabs and snails. The crabs are skittering about everywhere. Oh, I think Roxanne has found it. That's it. Yeah. Right on the top, there's a circle and a square.
Yeah.
And on the other side of this rock.
And then I think there's some down.
Here's the first petroglyph we've found. I'm hoping it shows up well on the video. It appears to be a person right here beside some sort of structure or perhaps tree. I don't know. It's a long, tall image with a circle at the top. I'm going to take you around to another. Here is another image. Looks like a very deep carving, almost like bowl-like, encircled. Here's a petroglyph of squares, rectangular, within concentric rectangles. And I believe there is some carvings on this side, but they appear to be kind of worn and weathered. I can't tell what that is. But as you can see when I zoom out, this is volcanic rock that they're carved into. Here we have found some really big and well preserved images. This appears to be, from the sign that was up on shore, a person perhaps worshiping the sun or the moon, which is this circular image over here. And I would say that this, in terms of size, I'm going to put my foot up there to give you a context of how big this image is. So this is probably, I'm thinking, at least 3 feet across and 3 feet wide. And if you include the moon there, that would be closer to 5 or 6 feet across from the moon to the image of the person here. Roxanne is telling me from a little closer to shore that what we're looking at here in English is called the Watchman of the West. So obviously this image is looking west, and it's his duty or place in the universe to watch the west. And on the back of this rock we have a combination of circles and squares, rectangles. One of the earlier signs said that they suspect that many of these petroglyphs are in relation to the sun and worship of the sun. So that's perhaps what this could be. And over to my left, there are many more images. You see, this is the backside of the rock with the Watchman of the West on it. And there's more down here. And I was just walking away thinking I had seen everything here, and I round the corner and I look back at the rock and there's this additional image on here, which I'm not going to try to interpret at all. It's swirly, circular. It almost looks like a creature, or perhaps a baby in the womb. I don't know. But it's very, very intriguing. Here's another image that looks like swirls at the bottom of a upwards pointing triangle. Another image of perhaps a face of a person, or perhaps a creature, 2 eyes and a mouth. Here we have, from what Roxanne has read, appears to be an image of a stingray. There are so many images here, I cannot record them all. My battery will be dead by the time I'm done. So I'm trying to highlight the more dynamic ones. This one is a large one on a set of rocks. Some circles, a square image. And what's really intriguing about this one is there's images all across the rock, and in the center there's a perfectly, what appears to be not natural, a perfectly carved out sink here, almost perfectly circular, with images on the side of the rock and what appears as though might be bowls for water, or perhaps that was for crushing. I don't know, maybe that's just a natural bowl there from erosion. But on this side there's an image of something long. Maybe this is a head on it. Maybe that's some kind of creature. I don't know. But surrounding these rocks, there's multiple images on all the rocks. And I cannot record them all. I just don't have enough battery and memory on my card to get this all in. It's amazing. And here we have an image, I believe, of a person, possibly with outstretched arms above their head, bottom, their legs, face, and over on the right appears to be moon, sun, or star. And there is also something carved in the middle here, but it is very weathered and worn and pitted, and I can't make out what it is. But that is very clearly a person there. And looking out onto the ocean, there's a pelican. My camera is out of whack here. I apologize. So I believe we've come to the end of the petroglyphs that we came to see on the north route of the petroglyphs. I just simply can't show them all. There's just so many. I don't have the camera battery to show it all. Beautiful place, multiple images, but I wanted to show you the image of where these petroglyphs are. We're on shore, and these huge volcanic black rock that the petroglyphs are carved in, and this is the scenery where the people would have carved these images, perhaps, as the sign said, as early as 1500 to 2000 BC. Beautiful. And even as I'm sitting here, I can see more images. Faces, creatures, suns, moons. Thank you for coming with us on this little adventure. Hey everybody, it's Roxanne and Len. We have made it halfway through the petroglyphs, the south route.
No, the north.
The north route.
The north.
We're going to go check out the south route. It's just beautiful here.
It's beautiful. Sorry about the wind, but it's really a cool place.
Almost don't want to leave. We're on a beach here. Beautiful ancient carvings, beautiful scenery. It's just amazing.
So come along for the second half.
We're going to head towards the second half. I'll flip the camera so you can see a bit of our walk here. That's looking south. No, that's looking north, and now we're headed south along a beautiful sandy path on the beach. I'm shouting because of the wind. Absolutely beautiful. Well worth stopping here, if nothing but for the scenery. And all of the signs that they have explaining. Oh, here's the sign explaining the manta ray stingray. Here at the end of the tour, there are 5 more sets where 2 rocks stand out as almost always in contact with the sea. The character in ecstasy and stingray. So that's some of the images they were trying to portray in some of the petroglyphs. And some more images here. Can't quite make, this could possibly be a fox, but I am not 100% sure. Basically with the head up here, the body. There was a sign up there talking about fox and jaguars. Here we have an image of a person, I believe. Head and body. And an arm, perhaps holding a circular shape. Maybe this is the seashell and the long arm, person holding a seashell. Circular shapes all around me. More circular carvings. Roxanne's been reading the signs and going ahead of me, researching these images. She said this is indicated as the solar eclipse. There's curved carvings at the bottom here. That appears to be the sun and rays of light. And then up in the corner, there's some images. Maybe that's another sun. Some other images. And on the rocks beside, more circular images. And the rocks above. And very interesting erosion on this rock. With all these circular holes. Here's an image of a person, as indicated by the sign up at the top. You can see the facial features, and it's not showing up very well because the sign said these are very eroded and hard to see. Hey everybody.
Hello.
Roxanne and Len. We're just wrapping up our little day adventure visit to a set of petroglyphs. The location is called Las Labradas. It's about an hour north of Mazatlan, and we stopped in. It's a little bit off the highway, just a few kilometers off the highway, the main toll highway, number 15, and it cost us 90 pesos per person to go in and have a look, so 180 pesos in total. Well worth the stop and the cost of going in. We'd seen some previous petroglyphs before this, so we kind of had a certain idea of what we were coming to see, and what we saw far exceeded our expectations. This was probably the nicest set of petroglyphs we've seen. And what it is it's actually numerous, like too many to count, carvings and on the rocks, on volcanic rocks, literally on the shore, huge black basalt rocks that they've carved the images into. And as you saw in the video, you saw some of those images. A lot of it from the signage said it was related to the sun and the solstice and the moon and stars and so on. There was images of people, creatures, and just other images that we don't know what they were. There was lots of signage to explain.
But a lot of it was already sun bleached. You couldn't read lots of it.
Yeah. But it's a very well maintained site. There was workers out there clearing debris from the beach and fixing up the walking paths, and there was an interpretive center where you could read about the history of the people that lived here. And
we picked a good time to go. Lucky, it was just luck on our side. We got here at about 10:30, 11:15, and it was a nice cool day. It wasn't too hot and sunny, so that meant that the tide was low and the sun wasn't blinding us, so it was easier to find. It was a bit like playing Where's Waldo and trying to find the petroglyphs all over the rocks, as you could see in the video. And the fact that the sun wasn't beating down on us and the rocks made it much easier to find. So if this is something you're going to look at doing, keep that in mind
Yeah.
Because I think it would have been really hard to see if it was a bright sunny day or later in the day when it got brighter.
And just for reference, the sign said it was open 9 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
And when we got here 11:15, we were literally the only people here.
Yeah, it was perfect. And it probably took us about, how long were we there? Hour 45?
Yeah, about that.
About that, yeah.
And there's two paths. There's a north and a south. We looked at them both.
Yeah.
And we took our time, and we still didn't see it all. If
No.
we had looked closer, we could have seen a lot more, but we're a little pressed for time today.
Yeah, it's real. Well, if this is your thing and you enjoy doing this stuff, it's definitely a stop you should make.
What's amazing about it is you're looking at something that the signage said was made possibly as old as 1000 to 1500 BC. So it's kind of amazing to sit there and look at that and think that somebody was on the beach carving these things that much time ago,
Mm-hmm.
and that those carvings have survived to this day.
Yeah, it'd be
And-
interesting to have seen how deep and how strong the images would have been. Like today, we're looking at them and they're quite eroded and hard to see and make out what they were. But I'm thinking it won't be long before they're gone, because some of the petroglyphs are like the rocks have got cracks and they've broken and stuff. So it's just natural wear.
And the level of the sea has probably changed.
Mm-hmm.
There were some that were very clearly in getting a lot of water action.
Yeah.
Tied in and out, so that those are eroding away.
Yeah, it was good though. We enjoyed it. Really,
Yeah.
I would recommend going.
And
If you're in Mazatlan,
Yeah,
take the drive.
and there's an interpretive center to start where they have photos of it. Was well worth the stop.
Yeah.
It's amazing to see this kind of history, human history, and
Yeah. Anyway, we're going to leave it here. We're off to find our next location to sleep tonight. So we're going to leave you guys at this end, or at this point. And hope you guys enjoyed this video.
don't forget to click
Thumbs
the
up.
thumbs up
Yeah.
or subscribe.
Yep.
Down here.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
Bye.
If you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you're notified when we put out our next video.